Welcome to another edition of Around Town Chronicles, where we try to focus in on the streets, the back roads, and the neighborhoods of your community. I'm Larry Seaman, your host, and today we have a co-host. Her name is Stephanie Micklon. Welcome.
Thank you, Larry. It's fun to be back with you.
And we're going to be going all through North Salem today, right?
Today's our North Salem tour. Just a brief tip of a North Salem tour. Maybe we'll come back and do some more some other time, because there's a lot to see in North Salem.
That sounds
a lot
good.
of history, you know.
Excellent, excellent. Give us a little background on who you are.
I'm Selectman Stephanie Micklon, and I have lived in Salem all my life. I'm what they call a true Salemite, and proud of it. Right. And today we're going to start where I started, at first grade. You know, this is the time of year when the kids are getting ready to go back to school.
Right.
Well, back to school used to mean number 4 school, which is now called William Palmer School. And it was a one-room schoolhouse. Yeah. And it was, and it still is, used by the children of the community. Right now we still have our preschool program here, and it's the only one-room schoolhouse left in the state of New Hampshire that's still used by the children of the community.
How many students do you figure would fit in there?
Well, when I was in first grade, we actually, it wasn't just one grade. We had, I'm 102 years old, can't you tell?
No.
You lie up when you get to be my age, and then people think you look good. We had 3 grades, first, second, and third grade. And we had a wonderful teacher. She was still, of all the teachers and professors I've ever had, I still love Mrs. Little, Mrs. Arthur Little, who taught first, second, and third grade, taught music, taught manners, did everything from make sure that the playground was watched to the fact that you had to have lunch there, and that the milkman from Turner's Dairy would come and deliver it every morning. But when it first started out, if you look at it now, there's only one main entrance. There's a coat room and then the class. Right. Well, when it first started, it had 2 doors. And you can see where the bricks changed color over here. Yeah. That's where the other door was. Wow. And that was because, long before my time, the boys and girls could not enter by the same door. Wow. And they sat on each side of the classroom.
How old is the building?
Well, let me tell you. I happen to have my Gilbert's history book, which is the original history book of Salem, and I thought it's kind of fun to just read some of it, because some of the arguments that we have in school and town meetings aren't so new. People still bicker over what now sounds like something silly but was really important at the time. So I'm going to just read you a little bit about the original building. It says number 4 school. The original building here stood in what is now Mrs. Lois Ball's Field, close beside the dam at the Atlas Mill. It was torn down in 1838 and a new one was built near Thomas Dustin Place. This was the red building that was here until 1853, when a brick structure, now in service, was built. That's this building, 1853. And a dance was held to celebrate the completion. This was one of the first schools in Salem to be equipped with other than plank benches, heretofore used. Many citizens in the district held that they were, quote, plenty good enough, unquote. But the building committee in charge, John Taylor, Kimball Gordon, and Isaiah Newell, were determined to keep up with the times and take advantage of such improvements as were reasonable. It is needless to say that a long trial was not needed to convince that even the most skeptics of the superiority of new desks. So they were fighting over things like desks and what the children need and what the children did need way back in 1853.
Budget was a problem then.
Budget,
consideration.
You know, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Isn't it true, though? But you have some memories that you might want to talk about, huh?
In first grade,
yep.
Even though there's another little girl in this picture now, she only stayed a week and then her family moved. I was the only girl in first grade with all boys. And I didn't know in first grade that those are really good odds. They were all neighborhood kids, the Strausses, the Stickneys, the Collinses, the Martells, Strusses, and me. Oh, wow. And me. And then I have a picture, rearrange here, of number 4 school, and of course what a safe slide we had. It was one of those horrible high, because we thought it was quite wonderful. But I mean, now they'd have an absolute fit, because they'd say, oh my God, this is so unsafe. And now they have wonderful, safe equipment for the children. But as you can see, the building now really hasn't changed that much. We've had improvements. When I was part of the Junior Women's Club, we were able, through Habitat for Humanity, get a new roof put on at no expense to the taxpayers. I have one of the original roofing nails.
Wow.
And they've made improvement. They've made it handicap accessible, because in those days, that wasn't even a consideration. And disabled children probably didn't even go to school. They were kept at home. And so we've come a long way in a lot of regards. But it's really amazing to think in this town how you can be at a huge high school with all sorts of wonderful computers and technology, and yet the children of Salem still can go to a one-room schoolhouse when they start. You know, you can go to a big mall and the congestion of 28, and you can come over here to East Broadway and see a little bit of Salem's past and future, because it's still being used. And it is designated as a historic building by the state of New Hampshire. So.